Guillotine choke. Is it effective? How do we use it?
He clips him behind the head.
I had a lot of comments on this last video that we posted about the guillotine, like don't jump to your back. And I'm gonna stand by that statement. Do not jump to your back. That doesn't mean you can't finish guillotine on the ground on your back. Essentially, the guillotine is a threat. It's like I pull out a gun, I say, give me your money or I'll kill you. I put it on you and I say, let go of my leg, don't take me down, or I'm gonna choke you out. Do not jump to your back aggressively with the guillotine as soon as you latch it up. It's just not worth it. Very unlikely for you to finish. Easy for you to disconnect. When you take my leg, wrestler shoots in, as wrestlers do, right? They put their head right there, and eventually you end up with a guillotine grip. Now that guillotine grip is meant to threaten them with being choked out. And the reason that I choose high elbow guillotine is because it's very easy for me to get on top with it. If the person does continue to press in and take me down, and I am able to stay on the proper angle, they're gonna go to sleep or they're gonna have to give up position. The best way out of a high elbow guillotine, which we will see, is to spin and roll, which at that point, I'm able to use it as a sweep and get on top. Faraz Zahabi always talked about this when we were training over there. He would always tell the class, do not think of guillotine as a finish. Think of the high elbow guillotine as a sweep. You're using it to get on top, and then once you're on top in the mount, okay, now you can choose to finish guillotine if you want, or you can just let him out and bring down the fires of hell upon his head with elbows and ground and pound, okay? And that's the way that I use the guillotine. So we're gonna take a look at this in depth now. How we do it, when we do it. We had a lot of guys saying, oh, if you shoot properly, the guillotine isn't available. And actually that's a very true statement. If you've got really good posture, okay, and your head is up, you're on that double leg, your head is up like this, your back is straight, your spine is straight, it's gonna be really difficult for a person to wrap over that and get their hands knotted, right? So the first thing we do whenever somebody is attacking us, as far as wrestling goes, shooting a freestyle takedown, a double leg, a single leg, a high crotch, we gotta defend the takedown first, right? So we wrestle them with wrestling, we sprawl, we make sure we sprawl and we shut down that takedown. What's gonna happen then? Right? They're gonna get elongated. Their position is gonna be compromised. And then jiu-jitsu comes in. Then we grab the neck and we start strangling. So let's take a look at this. Wrestler shoots in. He gets to that double. Okay, I didn't expect it. I wasn't able to beat him with my frames, so my hips gotta do the job. Very difficult to wrap up a high elbow guillotine here. His shoulder is very, very tight to my stomach. Maybe I could get an arm in. That's possible. I'm not a huge fan of arm in guillotine. I've seen so many fail. It's a lot of energy to finish. Okay, I'd way rather have a high elbow. So first I gotta defend the takedown. Okay, so I'm gonna whizzer on this side. His head is over here, so that means we're gonna face that head so he doesn't take my back. Okay, my legs are going back, boom. My hand is pushing his head down. I'm keeping him underneath me, okay? This is my initial sprawl. Still not a spot that I can attack my guillotine choke. Okay, so I want both of his hands to hit the ground. I'm gonna go to a front headlock and I'm gonna snap. Now that I have him snapped down, this is the perfect time. Okay, I'm gonna go and connect my hand. So I've got this hand wrapping his chin under here, my shoulders on the back of his neck. I'm gonna let go of his arm with this hand and I'm just gonna go and back up that hand. Okay, so if we look at the grip here, okay, so I'm grabbing the chin like this. My other hand is just gonna go and back up that grip. Okay, so I'm not letting go of the chin. I'm not going all the way through right away. First thing I do is just I grab the hand, boom, and then I'm gonna start to pull it through. Okay, so let's see this again. Okay, he shoots, boom, I sprawl, I front headlock. I go and I grab my hand. Okay, we had a lot of guys saying, oh, high elbow guillotine hurts my shoulders. Makes sense. If you have your head over here, it's really difficult. Okay, but if you just take this side of your head, okay, and you bend it over towards this ear, the arm is very easy to hike up. Those of you that have tight shoulders or are older, okay, I've had surgery on one shoulder and a whole bunch of prolotherapy on the other. So I feel you, okay? Make sure you move your head to the side, like think ear to the back of the shoulder, and then now I can pull that grip up. As soon as that forearm is up here like this, Now he can't put his weight on me. But I need to keep this angle. Okay, so I'm not just, let's just angle this differently. I'm not just doing this. Okay, I'm also moving my body to close off this space. I bring my head over, I pull my arm up, and I step around that corner. Head over the shoulder, pull it up, and turn around the corner. Okay, so this is the same position that we saw earlier standing, right? And if he decides to try to run away now, okay, because he's worried about that, and get back to his feet and try to circle out, okay, now we're gonna end up here. And a lot of you guys were talking about the John Jones situation against Machida. The only way to really finish this standing is to be able to stop him from moving. If he's able to circle that way, I'm gonna be chasing this all night. But if I can put his back on the fence, he has nowhere to go anymore. Okay, so here I can squeeze and get that finish. Okay, but say he doesn't stand up. Boom, boom. We're here now. He's got a couple options, but I know what the options are. His one option is to back away and stand up, as we saw. Another option, the most common option, is for him to roll. He wants to do a gator roll, like spin 160 degrees or 360 degrees to be specific, and get out of this guillotine. So I'm trying to bring him this way. He's gonna roll. Go ahead, roll, 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 roll. Okay. Similar to that, okay? So he's gonna put me in a high elbow guillotine so we can see what this looks like. I'm gonna go like this. Okay, I spin. If you watch Gary Tonin deal with high elbow guillotine, that dude will spin so fast, he's like in the air spinning like an alligator. Very, very good way to get out of the guillotine choke, but it gives us opportunities. I know he's trying to go to his back and go past his back, so I'm just planning for that. I pull it up, I cut the angle off. As soon as he's going to spin, I know he's gonna spin. Okay, I know he's gonna spin, so let's do that a little slower. Okay, so when he goes, I'm gonna use my head and post it on the ground. I always post on the ground with my head, really, really useful. Okay, so he's going, I'm posting, and I'm stepping over. Okay, so now I have a good place to finish. He can't keep going because the ground is there. Okay, and I'm just gonna sprawl my hips, squeeze, and it's over. Obviously, I could also choose to let his head out, right, and finish with ground and pound. Would be also a good choice, but if I have a good bite, I might as well finish the fight. That rhymed, didn't mean to. So he has a couple other options. One of those options that some people will choose is to just drive into it, right? So I've got it, boom. I'm like, go to the bottom, run away, or I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, screw you, I don't believe you, boom, yeah. And now I go to my back. Okay, but I go to my back with my grip and on that angle. So as soon as I squeeze here, it's done. That's a wrap. Okay, that's probably the most powerful place to finish it is on the bottom, which is why people want to jump to the bottom. They're like, I want to get to that finish. I know I can put him out with this. But if you jump to your back from standing, okay, it's likely that you're gonna experience a little bit of slippage. If he's standing and he's not driving into me and I go and jump to my back, and he'll probably come down a little bit, right? We were stationary. If he's driving forward at all, he'll probably come down a little bit, but I'll still get a little bit of slippage, right? And if this happens, now I've like really screwed up. Okay, I might have to spend another 5 minutes under here with big shots coming down. Jumping to your back can create a little bit of slippage. So I try to avoid that. If he's forcing the action and actively taking me down, there won't be any slippage. Okay, if I have this guillotine and we're standing and he goes and shoots a double leg, like committed double leg, there's no slippage. I just need to make sure I'm landing on my side. As long as I have this grip and I'm on my side, it doesn't really matter where he is. If he's on top of me, he's getting finished. When you watch Marcelo Garcia do the high elbow guillotine, a lot of the time he'll like entwine his legs underneath. People were calling it the Marcellotine for a while. Marcelo will do this to finish, right? He's locking the person on top of him just with his guard here like this. Okay, and this will suck. Like, I'm sure his neck is not having a good time at this point. Okay, but I can finish right here. The beautiful thing about the high elbow guillotine is that even if this guy passes to side control, he's taking me down. I've got the grip. He's taking me down. He gets all the way to side control. I'm still in a position where I'm going to let go of his neck just so he doesn't die. I'm still in a position where he has to either jump over here, give me top position, or he's going to get finished. Okay, if I start bringing my hips towards him and squeezing here, yeah, he's going to give me top position. He immediately feels like that is a viable threat. He can't stay there. He has to jump to his back, at which time we repeat option one, okay, by getting on top and finishing that strangle from the mount. Okay, so you can really see that this guillotine, when used properly, almost guarantees top position. Okay, there's one very intelligent way that we can defend it though. If you're a wrestler right now, turn your ears on, because this is gonna really help you deal with people that have this choke solid. If I shoot the double leg, I'm shooting my double leg, okay, he sprawls whatever, okay, and he ends up wrapping up that guillotine, okay? If I don't wanna go to my back, I have to circle my head to the inside. If I go and keep driving here, this is gonna be bad. I can feel it getting tighter as I'm driving, okay? What I want to do is I want to circle this way and bring my head under. Okay, so I can't keep my head out here, but if I circle like this, okay, I'm able to circle to the single leg and still have a takedown option without giving my neck up. And see that standing, because a lot of the time this will happen standing. Maybe the guy locks it up on the ground, you back up. Regardless, a lot of time I see people in guillotine standing. Okay, so let's do it on this side. I ended up here, and he's got that high elbow guillotine grip. Okay, now I can't drive, but I can circle. Okay, so I need to block his hips. Right, if he's got his hips in, you can see my head can't go there. My head can't go inside. But if I block his hips, I can extend them a little bit. And now I can use my legs to circle. As soon as I'm here, my head's not in danger anymore. And that single leg is right there, which is a position that it is almost impossible to get a high elbow guillotine here. There's other chokes that work, okay, but the high elbow guillotine is almost completely ineffective now. Okay, and I can just go and finish the single however I like to finish single. Okay, so that's a little tidbit for you wrestlers. Okay, so let's see this from the top. Guy shoots in. First thing I do, I have to sprawl. Don't just wrap up and jump guard. Okay, I have to sprawl first and foremost. Boom, boom. I get to my front headlock position. Now, his neck is extended, right? Before, he was in a spot where, yeah, he's shooting properly, you can't wrap up the guillotine. Correct, so you extend him like this. Now he's under you, his head is pointing laterally. Okay, I can easily connect my hands, wrap it up, get around that corner. And now, it's up to him what he wants to do. I'm gonna continue to force this angle though. So let's just turn this around. If he wants to drive into me, okay, great. I just need to make sure I stay on my side like this. It's gonna be done. No matter where he is, side control or otherwise. If I stay stationary, it's more likely he's gonna back up. Okay, so what I wanna do, come back in. Okay, so what I want to do when I get to this angle is force the angle. I'm going to push into him this direction, telling him, roll, roll. You want to roll. And then bang. Okay, now he's really stuck. Now, how we finish this high elbow guillotine from the mount changes just a little bit. Okay, my regular finish is like this. And I'm just squeezing. It's really simple. Okay, but when he goes to the mount, it's gonna be slightly different. Instead of doing one elbow high, I actually wanna do this. Okay, I'm bringing both elbows high. It's just gonna make it a little tighter because of the change in configuration. I've got the guillotine, I'm forcing into him, I'm driving him this way, he's rolling down, boom, boom. Okay, now, from here, if I keep my arms like this, I could probably still finish. If I keep it like this, I could probably still finish, but it'll cost a little bit more energy. Okay, what I want to do is I want to bring this forearm bone up like that So it's almost cutting right into his trachea. It's not so much of a blood choke, it's more of a pain trachea crush air choke, which will still affect the carotids. Okay, so we're here. Okay, I'm pulling, it's not working. I'm gonna bring this elbow up. Okay, as I bring that elbow up and my hip down, that's where we get to finish. Last little detail is that hip going down. As soon as I got to mount, I was like this. Okay, I'm gonna bring my hips down, throw my legs back, and pick both elbows up. Okay, and that'll finish really quickly, thank you. Okay, so we threaten with the choke in order to, 1, make him disengage, leave my leg alone, run away. 2, give up top position. Okay, if he's willing to do those, he might get away with not being choked. But if he drives into us, if that wrestler is just bullheaded, which a lot of wrestlers are, they're just taught to like grind, just go, like be relentless. You always hear about how relentless wrestlers are, right? Well, we can use that against them. If they want to continue that drive and just force the issue, okay, well, then we're just going to stay on our side and kill them. Okay, make sure though, when you do it, you're not like this. This is not on your side. You need to be here. And if you can be here, it doesn't matter where he is. He can be over here, he can be over here, he can be mounted on me. I'm still finishing it. Okay, I'm still finishing it, or at least forcing him to give me top position. Like Faraz Zahabi says, the high elbow guillotine is a sweep before it's a submission. Wait, before you go, we've got a huge surprise, okay? We're gonna put techniques like this and so many others, put it all together in a massive course that's gonna teach you how to kill every wrestler. If you're out there and you're scared of fighting wrestlers, which so many strikers are scared of fighting wrestlers, I was scared of fighting wrestlers for a lot of my career, you need this information. You need it. It's gonna cure that fear. Once you have the understanding of what these guys are trying to do and you have solid plans to deal with every single situation, okay, there's no more reason to fear. And then if you can go back into practice and you start grappling against these wrestlers, you start strangling them, start throwing them on the bottom and exploiting their lack of understanding of being on their back, you're gonna really find that you're competent. And once you're competent, you'll have confidence. You'll welcome it. You're like, oh, I get to fight a wrestler, let's go. But you're not gonna get that info without the course. Click the link in the bio, drop your email, make sure you're on the list because you want this as soon as it's done. Hot off the presses directly to you. You wanna be one of the first ones to do it before everybody else figures it out. Check it out, let's go.